support the United States had for Finland and Sweden's decision to apply for membership in NATO. And two proud and independent countries, each with a long tradition of non-alignment, exercising their sovereign right to make their own decisions about their own security, and responding to the will of their citizens, following the democratic processes they have, choosing to join NATO. It was and is a watershed moment, I believe, in the alliance and for the greater security and stability not only of Europe and the United States, but of the world. And today, we take another important step toward bringing Sweden and Finland in NATO. In just a few minutes, I'm going to sign the U.S. instrument of ratification, making the United States the 23rd ally to approve Sweden and Finland's membership to the strongest, most powerful defensive alliance in the history of the world. I've just gotten off the phone with both the President and the Prime Minister. They send their best. And to offer my congratulations on the enormous progress thus far. Together, we committed that the United States, Finland, and Sweden would continue to remain vigilant against any threats to our shared security and deter any confrontation and confront any aggression or threat of aggression that might come up. And I urge the remaining allies to complete their own ratification progress as quickly as possible. For more than 7 decades, a strong, united NATO has been the foundation of American security, not just in Europe, but quite frankly, the basis of our security around the world. It's how we've led the world together with those nations that share our vision and, even more importantly, our values. It's critical now to deter threats before they harm our people, our allies, and our interest. You know, it's how we address instability and aggression, with allies at our side, amplifying the capacity to respond effectively. Sweden and Finland have strong democratic institutions, strong militaries, and strong and transparent economies. They'll meet every NATO requirement. We're confident of that, and we will make our alliance stronger, and we'll make America and the American people safer in the process. That's why the United States Senate gave their advice and consent to Sweden and Finland's membership with overwhelming support, 95 votes in favor, a near record pace. This year, we're celebrating significant bipartisan steps that can make our country stronger and enhance our ability to lead the world. We're showing the world that the United States of America can still do big things. This nearly unanimous bipartisan ratification sends another important message. The United States is committed. The United States is committed to the transatlantic alliance. Together with our allies and partners, we're going to write the future we want to see, the future we want to see. And in a moment when Putin's Russia has shattered peace and security in Europe, when autocrats are challenging the very foundations of a rule-based order, the strength of the transatlantic alliance and America's commitment to NATO is more important than it's ever been. That's why in June in Madrid, at a pivotal NATO summit, all 30 nations came together to invite Finland and Sweden to apply. It was a display of allied unity, allied strength, and allied resolve. Proof that NATO's door remains open to countries in Europe that share our values and that meet the high standards of our alliance. Putin thought he could break us apart when this all started. He believed he could break us apart, in my view, weaken our resolve. Instead, he's getting exactly what he did not want. He wanted the Finlandization of NATO, but he's getting the NATOization of Finland along with Sweden. I really mean it. In seeking to join NATO, Finland and Sweden are making a sacred commitment that an attack against one is an attack against all. It's Article 5 of the Washington Treaty and the very core of our alliance. And our allies committed to Article 5, and it's stronger than ever, that commitment. The only time in history Article 5 has been invoked was on 9/11, when the United States was attacked, and all our allies rallied to our side. The United States will never forget that, and we will never fail in our pledge to defend every inch of NATO. That's why, together with our allies, we're taking steps to reinforce NATO's eastern flank and strengthen our deterrence against any threats of aggression toward the alliance. You know, and we're going to be better able to meet the new challenges of a changed European security environment with two strong, reliable, highly capable new allies in the high north. You know, NATO was formed out of the wreckage of World War II, as we all know, where war, you know, it had, look, just be straight about it. Wars have repeatedly riven the continent, engulfed the world in conflicts, and there's no way to avoid that if we're not together. NATO laid a new foundation for lasting peace and security. And through more than 7 decades that follows, NATO has proved the indispensable alliance committed to Europe whole, free, and at peace. Today, we see all too clearly how NATO remains an indispensable alliance for the world of today and the world of tomorrow. Our alliance is closer than ever. It is more united than ever. And when Finland and Sweden bring the number of allies to 32, we'll be stronger than ever, stronger than ever. And this will benefit all our people, all of our people. Now I'm going to go over to that table there and sign a U.S. instrument of ratification, communicating the support of the United States for Finland and Sweden's membership in NATO. And thank you all for being here. And I want to ask the ambassadors whether they're willing to come up and stand with me while I sign it. Okay? Thank you. All right. Okay, here we go. Let me see.
Ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to present the President, Vice President, and Secretary.
President Biden, what did Attorney General Garland tell you about the Trump raid? Do you approve of the FBI's Trump raid, President Biden?
And we've been watching President Biden sign what is called the Instruments of Ratification for the accession protocols to NATO for Finland and Sweden. This means the U.S. formally accepts their application to join the alliance, the 23rd to do so. The leaders of both countries were in attendance for the signing.
Joining us with more from London is CBS News foreign correspondent Roxana Saberi. Hi there, Roxana. So if fully approved, what is the significance of Sweden and Finland joining NATO?
Well, Elaine, it's significant because both countries had long avoided military alliances. As President Biden just said, they had a long tradition of non-alignment, but that changed after Russia's invasion of Ukraine in February. As Finland's prime minister once put it, Russia is not the neighbor we thought it was. Well, now if Finland and Sweden end up joining NATO, they would bring a lot to the alliance. Both countries have weapons and warplanes compatible with NATO, and they both already hold joint exercises with the alliance. They also have military conscription, so their societies are committed to national defense. And more specifically, Finland shares an over 800-mile border with Russia. It stores stockpiles of fuel, food, and medicine, and has built a network of bomb shelters. As President Biden just said, both countries will make the alliance stronger. Tanya and Elaine?
And Roxana, Sweden and Finland can't quite join NATO just yet. What else has to happen?
That's right. All of NATO's 30 member nations have to ratify the addition of the two countries. France, Italy, the U.S. all did last week. There are now 7 member nations that would still need to do so, including Slovakia, Greece, Hungary, and Turkey. NATO's Secretary General has pushed for the quickest accession process in NATO's history because of Russia's invasion of Ukraine, but Turkey has proven to be the biggest hurdle. Tanya, Elaine?
Well, Turkey has been against Sweden and Finland joining NATO. Why?
Well, Turkey's president, Recep Tayyip Erdogan, initially objected. He accused Sweden and Finland of hosting networks of the Kurdistan Workers' Party, which Ankara views as terrorists. In June, the two Nordic nations agreed to a deal with Turkey, committing to prevent any activities by the group, also known as the PKK, and they pledged to investigate any financing and recruitment by the PKK in their countries. But Erdogan later warned he would not ratify their accession to NATO unless they also extradited dozens of alleged terrorist suspects to Turkey. And Erdogan is gearing up for national elections next year. Some diplomats are worried he won't want to appear soft on the subject of terrorism.
All right.
Elaine and Tanya?
All right. Well, Roxana Saberi, thank you.
You bet.
And we now want to take you to Laverne, Kentucky, where Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell is providing an update on the ongoing relief efforts in his state after a briefing with local officials and emergency personnel. Let's listen in.
Every possible way. And of course, he was in fact here yesterday in the area with the First Lady. We're grateful for their immediate attention to this.